Okay, it's really hard not to start these videos off by like, holy shit, y'all can't even see me. It's really hard not to start these videos off with just like, hey guys, like the typical YouTuber sit. So I'm just gonna start off the videos by like, guys are working on shit again today. I know y'all probably want some more Monte Carlo stuff, but, oh shit, I'm black again, y'all can't see me again. But Monte Carlo stuff is expensive. You can see I still have it, it's still behind me. So, but today we're gonna be looking at one of my other vehicles I have, so I'll show you all that now. So this right here is my 350Z drift car. So as you guys might know, this is my first project car and really into drifting. So yeah, I'll kind of show y'all what I've all got done to it. I've owned this car for like 5 years. It was my car in high school. So, and if y'all want me to do like a full in-depth kind of build video on this car, then just let me know. I might do it anyway, just so you guys have it and can go back on it. But long story short, LS swap, just a 5.3 setup. Y'all are probably wondering, David, where's the fucking front of it? Is I have some upgraded fans, and I also want to get rid of this thing. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Z's, this is basically like the front radiator support for this thing, and as you can see it's super ugly. So I really want to kind of make like a custom front radiator support with just like some metal bar, and I think it'll clean it up really nice, and that way I can mount everything, and it also allow me to move this radiator forward closer to the front bumper, and that'll give me more room to put some bigger fans and stuff like that. If you guys are using this video as like a tutorial, obviously remove the old shit, and I just went ahead and pressure washed everything. That's why it's all wet. So once you guys do that, you guys are pretty much caught up of what I've done so far. So I might get crazy and tuck these harnesses behind the fenders just because I think that looks pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of just winging it. Okay, fast forward a little bit. I already got to kind of working. I didn't expect to really get this far, so I'll get better at kind of showing y'all shit as I go. Obviously you start off by shit canning this thing. So I basically got everything kind of mocked up. I went ahead, threw the headlights on. You don't need to take your fenders off, but there's one harness that goes over each strut tower, so I just decided to hide those. I think it just looks better. But yeah, so I mocked the headlights on and the bash bar. So you want to start off by just cutting out some plates and drilling holes. It doesn't matter too much, you can get really intricate, but I just basically hacked up this piece of plate and then drilled 4 holes, and I used the bash bar as a template to drill the holes, so that helps a lot. And then all you gotta do, you can find this at like Home Depot. It's pretty easy, and it's nice because it's really easy to bend. Like, to do this, get one of these, and I just stuck it in the vise and hammered it until I matched these angles, and wait to cut off the excess after you're done. See, I still have a little bit extra right there, so I'll do it at the end. I cut off, I got some of these welded up. They're just tabs, so all I'm gonna do is just smoke a hole in those and bolt it on first, and then kind of position it where I want. I got pretty damn close. Yeah, so I got pretty damn close to the hood, which is ideal because we're trying to fit some pretty big spall fans on here because, you know, LS stuff. So okay, another really cool thing, I think everyone should have one of these. This is just that is the part number, fucking focus, holy shit, Bauer like belt sander, and it also has a little disc sander right here. Super helpful, especially for making like little tabs, and I always use it to just clean up metal. Like I'll just show you guys when I get there, but yeah, super nice. Everyone needs one. Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys through on how I did this bottom bar for the radiator support. So I start off by measuring, using that angle finder and trying to get a good a good first angle of where I want it to go down towards the bottom. So I mark it at the end of the plate where I want the bend to start, and then I'll take it over to the vise and go from there. So as I start working on this, the first bend, it doesn't really matter how the bar is oriented. Obviously you just want it to, you want to clamp the vise at where you marked it, and then I'll basically just pull it towards me and reference the angle finder that I have, and then obviously stop bending when I get there. I like to use the hammer just to make it a smaller radius bend. I just think it looks a little better that way. And then if you're doing this and recording a YouTube video for people to see, make sure you put your giant head in the way when you're checking the angle, so that helps a lot. Just keep going little by little. You don't want to over bend it, because then it's kind of a pain in the ass to bend it back. But I mean, good thing about this 1/4 inch bar, it is pretty malleable, so if you mess up, like, you can always fix that or do what you got to do on the car as well. So as we head back to the car, since I want to use the entire bar, basically it is kind of hard getting it back mocked up. So what I go ahead and do, I just go ahead and grab a tape measure and use that. So that gives me a rough distance to start my next bend. If you want the bar to be kind of parallel for like at the bottom compared to where you tack it on the plate, those two angles are going to be the same. I don't know if that makes any sense, but makes it a little easier. So this is where it gets pretty important. You want to make sure you bend the second bar to where it's perfectly like opposite compared to the first bend. If that makes any sense. Not going to sit flat. So I'm basically just repeating that process of doing the second bend, and like I said, the angle is pretty much the same. So, and once again, fat head in the way, so I'll make sure to get better about that. And once I get out of the vise, I kind of noticed that it wasn't perfectly, yeah, as you can see, the bar is like kind of torqued to one side, so I just put it in the vise and straighten it out. So that's also a good thing about the 1/4 inch bar, is if you make mistakes, it's easy to correct it. So just wrapped up with this piece right here. Alright, this will support the bottom. I want to try to retain that, which I didn't realize, but that one's just not there, so that's good. It bolted up here first, and then it was pretty much a mirror of kind of the way I had to go about making that bar versus the top one, so that made it a little easy. I definitely am gonna trim that off so I'm gonna tack it. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I think it's because the radiator isn't, so yeah. So I'm gonna get this tacked, and then I'll start working on the tabs for those. Okay, now that I got that piece done, I'm gonna go ahead and start making tabs. So for that, just gonna use some 1/8 inch flat bar, just the good fashioned Home Depot shit. I started off by cutting those, and you see how they're just ugly and jagged, and so we need a way to clean them up and stuff. So that's why we have this thing. I'm just gonna clean up all the edges and then round them off real good so they look nice, and then I'll weld them up. Right, Elliot? Okay, so step one, if you are a little bit slower like I am, make sure you have gloves on when you're doing this, or use some pliers for the metal, some sort of protection. So as you can see, it cuts through metal pretty good, so it will do the same to your hand. Don't ask me how I know that. So as you can see, I'm just using the wheel on the bottom to kind of round off the corners. It just looks a little better, and then I'll hit this main band part and just kind of get all the corners of the metal and basically use it as like a big deburr tool and get all the jagged stuff off and make it look cleaner. So since we are doing all this stuff by hand, it's obviously not going to turn out 100%. So you can also use this to kind of flatten your edges and make sure the stuff that you maybe didn't grind off straight, that you can get 100% straight and make it look pretty good. So definitely recommend getting one of these, and they're only like $100 at Harbor Freight, so definitely worth the investment if you plan on making shit. Couple minutes, you go from that jagged sharp piece to one that looks like this. So looks a little better. Obviously this side will be mounted to the bar, but yeah, progress. I got the hole that I need to drill, and that's kind of, those two lines are where I need to drill it out to. So And that should get us a rough estimate when we start tacking these up. Okay, so I don't know if I'm the only one like this, but drilling is probably one of the most annoying parts of this whole process. I don't know why. Drilling is just not my thing. So yeah, drilling is just, I don't know. I've definitely gotten better at it over the years, but it still is just kind of one of them tedious things that it definitely makes me look into getting a drill press more and more every time I have to do one of these. So, but I start off by just obviously drilling a pilot hole and then working that up to, I think my largest bit's like a 1/2-inch bit. I'll work my way up to that, and then I end up going back through with a deburr bit just to kind of wallow that hole out even more, since the bottom rubber stops that are on the bottom of the radiator, they're pretty damn big. So I want the removal and the install process of the radiator kind of be similar to the stock radiator support, and with the stock one, all you do is just make sure those bottom stops are lined up with the holes, and then you can bolt it up from the top. But yeah, so you can see the drill's kind of kicking my ass a little bit, but we make do. So okay, so the radiator is unofficially in. You can see I got those tacked up and stuff on either side, so I was able to use, there's like still a little bit of a lip on the broken one, so I was able to like get it so it doesn't move. So it's still like there's a little bit of play, like you can kind of shake it and move it a little bit, but it's really nothing crazy. So far so good. I haven't even checked if this damn the hood closes. Hold up, that is hood shut, and I still think we are good. Yep, I think we are good on that. So far pretty stoked. So let's continue. I still gotta mount oil cooler, power steering cooler, and then I want to do a bracket to hopefully tie in the factory hood latch that's right there. So we'll see. Okay, so I got a little excited and started welding. So I just went ahead and braced that up, and then I kind of just knocked out the tabs just because I was already there and I might as well, right? So yeah, I was just scared because I didn't want to start adding coolers onto that bottom bar and it was just tacked. So I figured it's for the better that I add a little bit of welding. So I'm gonna think about it for a little bit. I either want to bring a piece of strap from yeah, I think I want to bring a piece of strap from here to here, and that way I can mount the factory latch onto that. But yeah, I guess I will start mocking stuff up and see if that will even work now that I think about it. Yeah,